I'm like,
Hey, you better move proper. Move up, you don't fuck with the flockers. Move up, give me tools and knocker. Hold up, I beat up my box out. Now it's setting, you so you follow. Suicide, look for a talker.
Like, he's just on the move. I put the dub right in my bitch shoe.
Growing up, I always thought girls were being dramatic when they said guys are weird. But now I'm starting to see what they're talking about. I'm on Twitter the other day and saw a girl got hit in the face with a brick because she didn't give a guy her number. Bro gave her a Tom and Jerry fucking noggin because he didn't get the digits. And now I think I'm experiencing bullshit because of y'all dudes. I'm in my restoration ecology class because I'm a biology major. And the only black dude in the class came up to me and said, hey bro, can I get your snap? I'm making this group chat where we can send the answers and shit. I'm like, hell yeah. I don't want to do this shit. So I gave him my snap. I ain't think shit of it. Now here's where the bullshit starts. I added bro back at 8 o'clock at night. Mind you, our class is at 10 a.m. And he texted me back immediately, yo. I said, what's good? Because why the fuck are you texting me? Is there a syllabus quiz? This shit is supposed to be strictly business. And then he says, so we not finna smoke my N-word? I don't even fucking smoke. And that wasn't even the silliest part of my day. Y'all don't know how hard the first day of school is having an African last name. My last name is Githera. Yeah, it's not an easy last name, but it's not a fucking magic spell. And when I got to class a little late, and the teacher's doing roll call, pronouncing all these hard-ass European last names, talking about Gabadowski and shit. But when he gets to my last name, he talking about Brian Gatwinka. Where the fuck did you get that Wakandan-ass last name? Bro threw a K in my shit. Unless he's Bella Thorne and dyslexic as fuck, that's gotta be racist. If you ask me my one regret or something I take back, I know what I would tell you. It was what I did in 3rd grade. In 3rd grade, I was low-key a lover boy. This girl was in my head so bad, I'd be in my room just thinking about her with my feet on the wall. Shit was bad. And every day after class ended, my teacher used to have us put our chairs on top of our desk. And during this time, that girl would always ask me, oh, Brian, do you like me? I know you like me. And I'd always tell her, no. But one day she asked me that question, and I don't know what the fuck got into me. So I just told her no, and I smacked the shit out of her. I do a lot of ghetto shit, but even I was like, damn, I'm wildin'. So I ran out of fucking class and went on the bus. I'm the only one on the bus, hands in my lap shaking, because I know I'm fucked. I see my teacher come out the school, come up the bus steps, and she says, Brian, just know I'm calling your parents. They're gonna hear all about this. You can say men don't cry, you can say only bitch men cry. I looked out the bus the entire ride and cried. When I got home, my dad asked me, Brian, how was school? I told him, oh, it was alright. He told me to go bring the belt. A lot of y'all be talking about, oh, I'm top 3 hater, but don't even know what hate looks like. I'm finna tell y'all about the most hater shit I've ever done. But I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. In 2016, Trump won the election. My parents didn't talk to me and my siblings for 3 days. And on the 4th day, they sat us all down and told us our dad was gonna be buying a house in Kenya, moving there to find work, because we were most likely gonna get split apart. Trump was so anti-immigration, my dad had to go to Kenya because he feared our family was gonna be broken apart. Look at this picture of my little sister crying her eyes out, hugging my dad, not understanding what the fuck's going on. She was 5 years old. So obviously I had a lot of hate for Trump. And there was this one white boy my freshman year of high school who would always ask me, if Trump's so racist, name one racist thing he did. And I would always give him reasons, like when he said all Mexicans are grapists. And he tried to tell me that shit wasn't racist. And one day my mom took us to church for the first time since my dad moved to Kenya. And we're praying, and I look up and I saw her tearing up. And I knew it was because my dad was gone. And I knew I had to be strong. I couldn't cry. So I bowed my head and prayed that white boy would die. And unfortunately, he's still with us. He's still dating that fucking fat ass 18-wheeler he calls a girlfriend. But guess what? That same year I made that prayer, his mom got divorced. And 2 years ago, she got Alzheimer's. And I already know y'all gonna say if it ain't directed, it ain't respected. He knows who he is. His mama don't. The other day, my homie asked me the biggest L I ever took, and I tried to act like I didn't know what it was. But deep down, I knew what it was. It was when I told my homies at lunch I could wear a pair of skinny jeans and make the shit look good. And then I hands down had the worst outfit of the year. I really didn't know how bad the fit was until I got to school and saw how my homies were taking pictures of me. And then I turned around and then this video happened. Do you see how shit that outfit was? I didn't even think the jeans were that tight, but looking now, that shit's insane. And what's low-key crazier is the build. But the thing was, I only wore the skinny jeans because all my homies were dick-eating cargos. They were saying cargos were the only pants that are wearable now, and they said skinny jeans were ass. They said leave that shit to Atlanta. I said, nah, y'all tripping. Skinny jeans low-key tough, like Young Thug be putting them shits on. And they said, well, that's Young Thug. And then that's when my dumb ass said, well, I could put that shit on. And as y'all saw, I really ain't put that shit on. Sorry, ignore the outro. We just hit 500K. 2 months ago, I told y'all peep game lock in, and y'all locked the fuck in. Growing up, any African function I went to, I used to get bullied. But there was this one cousin in particular who used to bully the shit out of me. He'd slap me in the back of my bald head and call me Lil Bill. He'd lock me in closets. One time he spit on the back of my head and slapped me. But one time he disrespected me so bad, I had to backdoor him. But peep game and lock in. One day his dad, aka my uncle, told my dad that he was throwing a cookout. He told my dad we had to come. But one thing about my uncle, he's very misogynistic. He hates women and he hates anything he deems as feminine. Y'all really gotta remember that. But fast forward to when we got to the cookout, my cousins asked me if I wanted to play 2K. I'm like, yeah, because they never let me get on the game with them. And honestly, I forgot what team I chose, but I remember after jump ball, we were playing 12-minute quarters. And I was getting my shit cooked. But before the game ended, he paused it and left the room. Now here's where he disrespected the fuck out of me. He came back to the room with my fucking mom and said, hey, Auntie Helen, look at this. And unpaused the game and showed her me losing by over 100 points. And here's where my mom low-key did me bogus. In front of all my older cousins, she said, isn't this the game you're always playing? Everybody in that bitch was laughing at me. I was watching them laugh in slow-mo. He brought my mom into it. I couldn't let that shit slide. And it was like an hour later, his dad came looking for him. He's like, where's my son? And I said, oh, I saw Banjoko helping the woman cook and clean. All my cousins were looking at me like, why did you say that? And his dad stormed off, and we all followed his dad to the kitchen and watched him beat the shit out of my cousin. Like, he beat my cousin so fucking bad, I thought he was gonna brand him. He beat him like he owed him money. And I just stood there and smiled. Shit made me happy. Y'all ever do some real fucked up shit and then realize you took that shit too far? One time me and my homies were wilding so bad, the school had to fucking intervene. But I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. When I was an 8th grader, TBH and rates were bussin'. If you don't know what a TBH and rate is, it's a to be honest and rate. It was the easiest way to bag hoes. And me and my homies made an Instagram called OMS Group Rates because we went to Oldman Middle School. And we made one post that said comment for a TBH and rate. And so many people commented on that post, so we started doing the TBH and rates. But we were being fucking assholes with it. We say shit like, to be honest, Ashley, your breath smells like shit, plus your parents are divorced. Rate -1 million. And the shit got so bad that people at school were like, bro, did you see what they posted about so-and-so? Oh, I really hope I'm not next. People were fearing our account. And it got to a point when nobody wanted a rate from us anymore. So we just started targeting random people in the school. Nobody was fucking safe. But one day during class, there was an announcement and the principal said, when they find whoever's running this account, they will be expelled. And that day at lunch, one of my homies like, guys, I don't know. Maybe we should stop this shit. That day after school, we had a meeting without bro ass. And we're like, bro's gonna snitch, he's gonna flip. We have to stop this shit. We deleted the account and never spoke of it again. But I ain't gonna lie, we low-key took that shit too far. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like a lot of my homies just be chatting a lot of yip. But I got one homie in particular that just be chatting for no reason. On Friday, me and him went to Salvation Army, and the first thing he said when we got in the store was, what was the worst start of the decade, 9/11 or COVID? Very valid question, mind you, but why are you asking me that dumbass question in public? And he's not very socially aware. So I'm looking around, and I see this cashier giving me the dirty look. She looking at me like I'm the fucking Taliban. But I ignored her bitch ass because I didn't give a fuck. And we got to the sweatshirt aisle, and we're just looking through, and he saw this sweatshirt that said Recovery Warrior. And unasked, unprovoked, in this random-ass surfer accent, he said, dude, do you think he donated it or he OD'd and his family donated it? And before I could even give my little 2 cents, the cashier came behind us. He said, y'all need to leave. And I didn't even argue because that was the 3rd time this month we've been kicked out of somewhere because his fucking loud mouth. So when we're on our way out the thrift store, getting escorted by this fucking bitch, before we leave the store, he gonna look back at her and ask, you're not gonna answer the question? One thing I tell every single one of my homies is never buy a fucking Android. And I'm not even saying Apple's better than Android, but right now in 2023, it is socially unacceptable to own an Android. They say it's similar to having a felony on your record. But I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. I got one homie with an Android. His social life fucking stinks. There's been this one girl all semester he's been trying to bag her number. For 3 weeks now. He got this shit yesterday. The first thing she texted him is, what do you watch TikToks on? He said, my phone. And she said, oh my God, you have an iPhone? Shorty's brain could not physically nor mentally comprehend the fact that his phone could run the application. That's just what daily life looks like for an Android user. Today in my microbiology class, me and the same homie got put in the same group. And one of the dudes in our group asked for our number so we could all contact and shit. But then asked my homie, how often does your phone work? Old boy saw the Android and said, nah, I can't even trust it. Y'all probably think I'm being dramatic. Go ahead and buy that Android. See how much you like them spooky ass emojis and see how much you like society judging you. Trust me, you're gonna fucking hate it. Today in class, I had to give a speech. My shit was ass. I thought I was gonna go in there full on MLK. Whole time I was Joe Biden. But I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. I got to my communications class at 2. The first thing my homie said is bro thinks he's Miles Morales. I told him, bro, I just got to class. Stop writing my shit, weirdo. And he gonna say, oh, it must be that time of the month. So I knew he was trying to get in my head. Ignored his ass and sat down. 5 minutes later, he gonna send me this bullshit. Like, look at this fucking picture. There is no similarity besides the red backpack. I don't even have a tie on. And while he's dying saying I look like Miles Morales, my teacher told me I had to go first. Keep in mind, I signed up to go 4th. The first 2 people didn't even show up, and the 3rd person showed up at the end of class. So now my homie's really dying because I gotta go first. So I get to the front of the class, mad as shit, and damn near forgot half my speech. Long story short, that shit was ass. And it wouldn't have been that bad if the girl after me didn't decide to give this Oscar-worthy ass speech. The prompt was so damn simple. It was just bring something you like. The girl after me brought her high school graduation cap. She said she really likes it because her parents never believed in her and said she would never graduate high school. Shit was an absolute banger. Everybody clapped louder for her shit than they did mine. And boo-hoo, who cares? But after her speech, the teacher gave her a hug. Dramatic as hell. Do you not see how that made my shit look? I just don't win. I've told y'all many times, I got this one homie. But I will never say I got this one family. Because family means everything to me. But I'm not going to sit here and lie. I can't get behind all the things my parents did to us growing up. One of those things I don't agree with was I used to get spanked when I laughed at my brothers getting spanked. But I'm going to need y'all to peep game and lock in. I'm not finna tell y'all which brother it was, but one of my brothers, when they used to get whooped, used to sound like they were just screaming. Like they deadass wouldn't cry a tear. They would just scream. My brother would be in his room getting historic beats, and all I'd hear is, ah, ah. And you tell me if 7-year-old you is not laughing at that shit. And one time I was laughing a little too hard, and I didn't hear my mom come down the stairs. And then I proceeded to get whooped. Now, me personally, I don't think I'm whooping my kids. But I did see the reason for my mom whooping my brother because he threw a remote at her head. But when you start beating me for no reason, this shit is starting to become oppression. Shit is looking like a real dictatorship. And the same day my mom whooped me like that, she bought a peace, love, and positivity poster and put it in front of the front door. I wasn't feeling the vibes. September's the 9th month, and by tomorrow the month is already halfway over. The year is already done, but there's a lot of shit I don't want to see in 2024. So peep game and lock in, and don't piss me off. The first thing I don't want to see next year is guys talking about body counts. Maybe it's because I don't gotta worry about that shit, but every single one of my homies is always talking about body counts. And I always tell them, if you didn't grow up with shorty, why even ask? They're not gonna tell you the truth. I got this one homie, and his girl best friend told him she only has 2 bodies. Within the next 4 months, she was fucking a football player, the football coach, and a hookup from her class. Ain't no shame in living that life, but she must have meant she was 2 away from 50. So stop asking that goofy ass question. There's no point. But the absolute last thing I want to see next year is you motherfuckers thinking you're gonna be billionaires. You are closer to giving head for a Big Mac and shaking ass on the weekends than you will ever be to Elon Musk. Elon Musk already had a rich family. Your dad is eating Wendy's for lunch. What your life will look like is you will work for the next 55 years, retire, and then die in the next 4. On both videos I said fuck New York, people were saying, oh bro can't talk, he's from Minnesota. Okay, you think I give a fuck about Minnesota? If Minnesota were to get the Oppenheimer treatment today, the last time I would have ever thought about it was yesterday. Fuck Minnesota, but fuck New York. And I'm about to tell y'all why, so peep game and lock in. The first reason why I hate New York City is because they are the city version of people with green eyes. And what I mean by that is they don't shut the fuck up about being from New York City. Like deadass, every single person I met from New York, at least once a day they'll let you know they're from New York. Oh, we don't go for that shit in the Bronx. Catch bronchitis, bitch. I didn't ask. Nah, that was aggressive. My fault. And the second reason why I hate New York City is because they deadass think they're the best city in America. Like, look at y'all fucking pizza. Here, bro, take it ass pizza. Third grade pizza party on the teacher's budget ass pizza. How the fuck the paper plate thicker than the pizza type shit? So y'all New Yorkers can keep saying I'm from Minnesota, and I would say I don't give a rat's ass. But y'all dirty fucks are cool with the rats, so I can't even say that shit. I've already told y'all I'm too scared to go to confession, so here's some more fucked up things I've done in my life. When I was younger, my mom used to take me and my little sister to these events her workplace had, and it was always dumb shit like potlucks or free Applebee's. But I remember one time I was at this event, and I just ripped ass. Like, I'm talking a straight man fart, and I blamed it on my little sister. Just because I knew my mom's coworkers would believe me, and not my little sister. And all my mom's coworkers found the shit cute. They're like, oh honey, everybody does it. And I feel like that would have been a good time to come clean, but I never did. But it is what it is. Another thing that I low-key regret is growing up I had this one friend with a stutter. And it was really bad, and he low-key struggled to make friends, but he loved football. So I told him to go try out for the football team, and he came back with a broken arm. And I didn't really care that he broke his arm because who could have known that would have happened? But I did feel bad because I only told him to try out because I wanted him to fail. And the last thing I'm going to tell y'all today is when I was a teen, me and my mom used to get in these bad fights. She'd always tell me I could be more organized, I could be more responsible. And I don't know why, but that shit really fucked with my head. So maybe once or twice or maybe even 5 times, I went in her backseat and broke Nature Gain Valley bars. So when she called me dirty, I could call her dirty. I hate to be that guy, but it really is some shit we shouldn't be doing as men. And I would tell y'all to peep game and lock in, but y'all been pissing me off, so do your own thing. The first is being a grown-ass man with a random lady as your profile pic. And if it's someone you know, that's not weird, but it would be like a random Asian lady, and I see in my comment section, bro talking about this shit got me weak, fo. What Asian lady's talking like that? Whole time it's probably a 300-pound black man. Like, what the fuck? Number 2 is coming in my comment section and asking me to mutual you. And it would already piss me off if y'all just said mutual, but y'all spell it out M-O-O-T me. Moot me. We used to be hunters and gatherers. Now we got this bullshit going on. And the last thing I'm gonna need y'all men to stop doing, and it's not a TikTok thing, it's a Twitter thing. Stop arguing back and forth with women. Why are you getting mad at a woman telling you how to be a man? That's like me telling a chicken how to lay eggs. Shit don't make sense. Y'all need to learn how to choose your battles. And the same thing goes for dudes. Why are you telling women how to dress? Who even gives a shit? Find a job. One very strange thing about me is my 3 biggest pet peeves all have something to do with birthdays. And I know that sounds like some hater shit, so just peep game and lock in. The first one is motherfuckers who just refuse to say happy birthday. Why the fuck are you telling me happy Sun Lab Day? Dead ass, I've had homies tell me happy Social Security Day. Motherfucker, I grew up with you. Your mom cooked me dinners. We're practically family. Just say happy birthday, damn. Number 2 is probably personal, but why are you posting me on my birthday to some sketchy ass song in the background? When I turned 21, my homie put a picture of me on his story, and the background sound was Migos' Bad Bitches Only. Motherfucker, I'm not your boyfriend. I'm your friend who happens to be a boy. Freaky ass song choice. Number 3 is gonna sound very bogus, but I don't give a shit. And it's saying like, happy 71 years young. Why the fuck are we saying young? Your grandma talks to herself when nobody's around. She's practically halfway out the door. Why are we fucking lying? And I get 40, 50. You could say years young then. But why are we calling an 80-year-old young? Her fucking middle school was segregated. I be telling y'all about all the dumb shit my homies be doing. So let me tell y'all about some dumb shit I've done. I'm finna tell y'all about the time I got fired from my job. But you already know I'm gonna need y'all boys to peep game and lock in. My sophomore year of college, I was an RA. If you don't know what that fucking means, it's basically the teacher of the floor. My word meant law. I used to love it. I would power trip all the time. But I also used to work the front desk, and if a dumbass were to lose their key or get locked out, I was the guy that let them back in. And I was working a 4 to 7 a.m. shift. Usually nobody slid. But I'm just behind the desk on my computer, and a mom came through, and she was crying her fucking eyes out. She told me she hadn't talked to her daughter in like 3 days, and that wasn't like her daughter. And then
A lot of y'all be making jokes about people who peaked in high school, but don't even know y'all peaked in high school. So fuck it. I'ma let y'all know if you peaked in high school. But you already know I'ma need y'all to peep game and lock in. The first way to tell if you peaked in high school is if you talk about sports a little too much. And I'm not saying you can't talk about when you dropped 40 on one school. Talk your shit then. But when you start talking about, oh, I should have jabbed right and gone baseline and shot that bitch high out the glass. Come on, bro. Give it up. Let that shit go. It's almost like that's all they think of. It's because it is. The motherfuckers peaked in high school. Number two, a lot of y'all not gonna like this, but it's you motherfuckers who be talking about, oh, I took AP, oh, I took honors classes. Why don't you go put an AP on your wrist, you broke bitch? Why don't you go honor your family and go make some real money? If outside of high school you ever feel the need to bring up those courses, I have bad news for you. It is likely you or someone you know peaked in fucking high school. But don't hate me, man. I don't make the rules. Yesterday we talked about two of the most evil celebrities. Today we're going to talk about two of the dumbest things celebrities have ever said. And if you're thinking about watching this video twice, don't even do it. You're just going to get dumber. But you already know, I'm going to need y'all to peep game and lock in. First up, we got Jaden Smith. In this interview, Jaden Smith said he's happy he grew up around adults because he picked up a lot of adult habits. Where I'm from, we call that shit victimhood. And that isn't even the dumbest thing he said in that interview. He also said he doesn't like hanging around people his own age because he'd rather talk about the political and economic state of the world. Your mom is Jada Pinkett Smith. Your dad is either Tupac or Will Smith. What the fuck do you even know about the economy? Just one of the dumbest takes of all time. Number two is Morgan Freeman. And I already know what y'all are thinking. What the fuck? Morgan Freeman's a genius. I used to think the same thing. Until he said he's not a black man. He's Morgan Freeman. And that shit is especially dumb coming from Morgan Freeman. This is probably him out the womb. He's always been old. Bro was born a black man. Maybe it's just because he's Hollywood now and can't relate to the everyday Negro like me. But if I put on a job application, I'm not black, I'm Brian, they're gonna be like, what is this porch monkey talking about? Go throw that shit in the shredder. Y'all, I got very bad news. It looks like my parents are close to finding out about this page. And I've said too much shit on this page. Shit's damn near a diary. So if I ever go missing, you can't find this page, it's because I deleted it. But you already know I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. Yesterday was Wednesday. I ain't have shit going on, so I went back to the crib. I went to go visit my OG, my pops, my little sister. But the first thing I did was to go check mail. And when I saw I got my first TikTok check, I ripped that bitch open. And I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. I have never seen this large of a number in front of a comma in my life. I literally had the check like this right on the kitchen table. My dad pulled up. He's like, what the hell? How you make all that money? And I looked at my little sister because she was already at the table. My little sister was looking at me like this because you already know she knows about the page. So my dumbass just couldn't think of a lie. So I told my dad I've been writing celebrity scripts. Don't even ask me what the fuck I was thinking. But when I was leaving to go back to school, my little sister came and gave me a hug and said, how them scripts going? And then she walked outside with me and told me I owe her 50 by next Friday. I'm not finna keep getting bitched by an 11-year-old. So if y'all ever can't find this page, you know what happened. Y'all, today was the first time I posted on Instagram in 2 years. So now I need to give y'all a PSA. If you want to comment on my Instagram, go ahead. But don't comment no girly ass shit. Tell me why my homie commented we ate. And this motherfucker's the dude who took half the pics. I literally had to FaceTime bro ass and tell him, nah, you gotta comment something else. And then he commented skinny N-word, but still ate. You can't make that girly lingo look tough, bro. But hey, y'all can go like the pic, follow me there. So if I ever get banned, y'all know where to find me. But y'all, there's another thing we need to talk about. On September 1st, we hit 400,000. Do y'all know what we're at right now? We're at 630,000 and the month's not even over yet. So if you're thinking about starting a TikTok page, but you don't want the people in your real life to see it, go ahead and start that TikTok page, bro. When I first started, I was lip syncing songs once a day. Now we are doing Bad Bunny numbers. This is no longer a top 5, top 3 page on TikTok no more. We are top 2. And hopefully by December, we're fucking top 1. I want to say the N-word, but I love y'all boys. Lock-in can't be fucking... Call this shit a hot take, but I would rather be in a sad-ass situation than an awkward situation. Because at least with a sad situation, I can act sad. What the fuck are you supposed to do in an awkward situation? Like, I'ma just need y'all to peep game and lock in. Like, I swear to God, ask any guy you know, this is how it feels to be walking behind a girl going up the stairs. Especially when you're in school. Like, I swear to God, today I was at the library, and my library doesn't have stairs, it has escalators, and a girl was like 3 steps above me. So her ass was at an awkward level. So I just started doing random shit. I was grabbing my shoes like I'm taking fit pics and shit. Like, what the fuck are you supposed to do in an awkward situation? Like, another awkward thing that happened to me this week was I was walking in class and someone waved to me. And I didn't fucking know them, but I waved back. Then they waved back at me. But then I looked behind me and they were waving at someone else. When I tell you I had a 30-second walk of shame till I was out of sight, again, I was feeling like this motherfucker. Like, I deadass don't think that's a hot take. But y'all let me know. I don't think I'm tweaking.
Top 5 social media apps right now. And these rankings are not opinions, that shit is fact. But y'all already know I'ma need y'all to peep game and lock in. At number 5, dead last, we got Snapchat. And if you have Snapchat as your top 1 social media app, you're probably the type that never shuts up about 2016. Let that shit go. It was like 3 years ago, I saw my Snap score was 2 million. And I really sat and thought like, damn, I sent over 1 million selfies. I need to get a fucking job. Number 4 is Twitter, X videos, whatever the fuck you want to call it. And yes, a funny post on Twitter is funnier than a post on any other social media app, but a Twitter miss be the dumbest shit you'll ever see. I don't know if y'all have ever seen those banger tweets, but it be motherfuckers talking about Pop Smoke hooping with Gigi and fucking Kobe. Nobody wants to see that shit, bro. Number 3, we got YouTube. I just feel like YouTube does not have that much to offer anymore. Like, I don't give a fuck about these public pranks, and I sure as hell don't give a fuck about these YouTube couples. Before I met my girl, I never cared about my own relationships. But number 2, we got Instagram, which is really close to the top 1 spot. But I feel like it's dumb to put Instagram top 1 when all their reels are recycled TikToks. So you already know what number 1 is. Fucking TikTok. I can honestly say the only thing I've been more addicted than TikTok is fucking Prime Fortnite. Here are the 3 worst clothing items you can wear, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't give a fuck about your financial situation. If you are wearing this shit, you have no style. But you already know I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. At dead last, we got khaki joggers. Especially if them shits got strings at the front. If you are seriously wearing khaki joggers, you are Mr. Take That Shit Off. Not even Wisdom or ASAP Rocky could put that silly shit on. Number 2 are these silly ass Fila Dino Stompers. The first time I saw them, I'm like, shit, Shorty got them shits on. 2 months later, every girl and their mom had these shits on. And y'all already know girls beat the fuck out of their Air Forces. The Dino Stomper era, them shits were looking crazy. It looked like these girls were working 80-hour construction weeks. Number 3 is any designer shoe, but especially Balenciaga. Every morning I wake up, I ask God to free my people from the shackles of designer. Why the fuck are you paying $800 to wear some fancy light-up Skechers? They don't even fucking look good. And fuck it, honorable mention, if you were wearing an all denim fit, if you're gonna wear a jean jacket and jeans, you might as well throw this bullshit on. Cause you already look crazy. 3 signs you're probably the annoying homie. If you do any of this shit, I promise you your friends don't like you as much as you think they do. But you already know I'ma need y'all to peep game and lock in. The first is the motherfucker who's always talking about, bro, I put you on. I had this one homie who put me on a freestyle about Lil Baby, and to this day, he don't shut the fuck up about it. I deadass don't listen to Lil Baby that much. Bro, you wasn't even listening to Dominique until I put you on. Bro, shut the fuck up. Lil Baby don't know you. Y'all wonder why Shazam is such a big app? Because motherfuckers would rather have an AI tell them a song than their fucking homie. Just because motherfuckers always want to say, oh, I put you on. Number 2 is the motherfucker who can't stop talking about girls. Like, bro, there's a time and place for everything. Like, why the fuck are you telling me this girl was feeling you when I'm trying to parallel park? Shut the fuck up and let me concentrate. I'm trying to lock in. And the last thing that a lot of you annoying homeboys do is when a single girl is involved in the moves, y'all change your whole personality. I got a homie who talks just like me. He don't use such big words. But let a lady come around, now he wants to use all this fancy vocab. Oh wow, the way these robust flavors in the McFlurry intermingle. But when he around the guys, he gonna say, this shit decent. Like, be yourself, bro. Worst homie to be around. The homie you can't take nowhere. I got this one homie named Shamar, and that's twin. But last time I tried putting him on with one of my homegirls, he ended up following every single girl she got tagged on her Instagram, and then my homegirl blocked him. You deadass can't take his ass nowhere. But you already know I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. A couple of days ago, he was asking me if I could put him out with one of my homegirls. And I told him, nah, you remember what you did last time, bro. And he kept trying to convince me. And he's like, bro, all you gotta say is I got this one homie. And I was like, damn, low key, I do got this one homie. So I said, say no more. I got you. So I went up to my homegirl. I'm like, hey, my homie feeling you. He think you cute. I think you should say what's up. And my homegirl asked, is your homie cute? I went on my Instagram. He's the homie on my first slide. And I was like, hell yeah, my boy cute, the fuck? And I even went the extra mile, showed his Instagram and one of his best fits. And she was low-key really feeling my boy. So they ended up linking this past weekend. And today's Monday. So I'm like, bro, how'd that shit go? And he told me that shit was a blast. She's cool. She's funny. But then he very casually said she probably think I got a lazy eye. And I ain't never heard no shit like that before. So I'm like, bro, what do you mean? And he told me, I ain't even gonna lie, they were sitting right in front of me. I couldn't stop staring. I'm like, bro, you're a reflection of me when I'm trying to put you on. What are you doing, gang? And his response was she got cute friends on her Instagram. Dog, this shit is not LinkedIn. Why are you always trying to network? Stick to the script, damn. Y'all, I've never recorded a video in between classes, but I'm gonna need y'all to peep game and lock in. I was walking in class scrolling on my For You page and this white guy showed up. And he said, when I was in high school, I smoked that bitch up. So I'm thinking that's not a funny joke and go through his profile. He had a video titled, My Life Story. I'm gonna be honest, we don't give a fuck about your life story. You're a terrorist. But that's not even the craziest part of the story. On some boondock shit, when he got out of prison, a black guy attacked him with a sword. And while he was attacking this motherfucker, he was calling him a white devil. Let me be the first to say violence is never acceptable. But guess how long the white school shooter got in prison? 17 years. Guess how long they sentenced the black homeless guy? 25 fucking years in prison. And in the ultimate display of white privilege, the white school smoker, the same dude who sparked up the school, is complaining that the black guy didn't get charged with a hate crime. He called you a white devil. You are white and you are the fucking devil. If you follow that guy, if you like his post, if you even comment on his shit, I hope you know you are fucking up the youth. Because really imagine how many future school you know whaters could be on this app right now. And now they have a hero, a motherfucker who got away with it.
Body dropped down to the floor. He had been lost in his eyes. He grabbed me by my hands and said he was afraid to die. I told him it's too late, my friend, it's time to say goodbye. And he died inside my own blood all over.